movie takes place in Philadelphia. Oh boy, Philadelphia, hallelujah.
Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Stassi.
I'm Steven.
And in this video, Steven will be watching Silver Linings Playbook for the first time. So how this is going to work, we're going to see what Steven knows about the movie. I'll give a few details, then we'll go watch it, and then he'll come back and give his review. What do you know about Silver Linings Playbook?
Not very much. I do know that it has Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence in it. I think it got some award buzz when it came out, which, you know, that's sort of where you're going with these videos, making me watch acclaimed movies. So hopefully that means it will be good. Just guessing by the title, Silver Linings Playbook, I'm just going to guess there's some terrible stuff that's going to happen to these two folks, and then there will be, you know, the silver lining at the end. Yeah, other than that, don't really have any expectations. Hopefully it will be good, and I can come back and give a nice review of this movie. If not, you're going to know about it.
So Silver Linings Playbook came out in 2012. It is a romantic comedy drama, and it stars Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Jacki Weaver, and Chris Tucker. It was produced by Donna Gigliotti, Bruce Cohen, and Jonathan Gordon, and it was written and directed by David O. Russell. The movie is also based on a 2008 novel called The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quicks.
Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back with my review.
So Steven has just watched Silver Linings Playbook. So give a quick synopsis of what you just saw.
All right, so basically this movie starts out, you see Bradley Cooper, his character's Pat. He's in a mental hospital because he had a breakdown. He gets out of the mental hospital, and his buddy in there was Chris Tucker, who tries to get out with him, ends up going back. He's sort of a weird guy. He's in and out of the mental hospital the whole time.
So he's in the nut house.
Yep.
Oh, Chris Tucker, what up?
Goes home. Basically, you find out that he's diagnosed as bipolar, and you kind of help me on this. He drove his wife to cheat on him.
Well, because of his mental illness, she kind of needed an escape, I guess is the way to put it. And he was kind of just like a fat loser, basically, because he's talking about how he's bettering himself, he's exercising, all this stuff. So basically he was like a fat, crazy loser. Yeah, and his wife has an affair with a teacher at the school, so they're all teachers. And he catches them, and he then proceeds to beat the effing shit out of the dude who's cheating on his wife. He throws him against the wall in the shower, stomps on his face a few times. So you basically find out like he was in jail and then went to the mental hospital. Yeah, that's why he was in the mental hospital, and his wife has a restraining order against him.
It just doesn't make sense why you would want her back. Why you wouldn't just...
No, it's because he was having issues and he drove her away to cheat, so he wants to make up for that, is the context.
So he gets home, starts living with his parents again. You find out his dad, played by Robert De Niro, lost his pension, so he's like running bets on the Eagles games. He's a bookie basically out of his house, so he's got all these weird superstitions about the Philadelphia Eagles and football games and all that.
He wants Pat to watch with him all the time because he feels like he's his good luck charm.
Exactly. Then Pat goes to dinner at his friend Ronnie's house. Ronnie and Veronica's sister Tiffany shows up, played by Jennifer Lawrence. He finds out that her husband died recently. He was a cop. She is pretty mentally unstable as well as him, so they sort of form this weird relationship. They're like, you know, two different kinds of crazy, like, you know.
Shared crazy, sort of, in a sense. They're both struggling with some things. Like, she has borderline personality disorder. So that's the dynamic between them. They're kind of trying to find themselves in the midst of all of this, you know, tragedy, I guess.
Yeah, basically they just keep running into each other. Literally, he's like out jogging, and then she runs up next to him a bunch of times. And finally, he's like, you can see my ex-wife Nikki, so I need you to give her a letter that I'm going to write. And she only agrees to deliver the letter if he will take part in like an amateur dance competition that she always wanted to do. So he agrees to do that. They start practicing their dance routine in her garage. And then, so that's sort of like goes on for a while, a few months or so they're doing that. And then there's a scene where Pat is at an Eagles game and he basically gets in trouble for getting into a fight because like he could, get thrown back in jail or back in the mental hospital if he can't, have good behavior. And they come back to the house and Robert De Niro's character, starts freaking out on him for not being able to keep his shit together, and he's making him lose all these games because he's not there watching the games and blah, blah, blah. And then basically Jennifer Lawrence's character comes in and is yelling at him too because he wasn't at the dance practice. And then you get to Robert De Niro making a bet with his betting buddy there who likes the
a long-time friend or something.
And he says, all right, well, let's take the bet, a parlay bet, which is you got to win both bets to win it all or nothing of the Eagles will beat the Giants on the same day of the dance competition, and these two have to get a 5 out of 10, and then they can win the bet. So that sort of like sets up the end of the movie.
I mean, how did they score and everything? I don't know.
This is getting a little ridiculous. This is a little far-fetched here. Now they're going to be the bet for the whole shebang? Okay. Their dance routine.
They go, obviously the Eagles win the game. They go to the dance competition. That's all down to their dance that they've been practicing. They do their dance. It's sort of whatever.
It's not the best.
Yeah, it's not. But it gets them exactly 5.0, and they win the parlay, and everybody's so happy. And then it turns out that Nikki, Pat's ex-wife, is at the dance competition, and he goes up to her, and you don't know, is he going to try to get back with her? Because that's what he's talking about the whole movie. He whispers something in her ear. You don't hear what it is. And then he runs out after Tiffany and gives her a letter, basically tells her that he loves her, and you get the happy rom-com kiss, happy ending, cut to credits.
And that's no bullshit. That's no bullshit.
You'll find that silver lining.
That's the truth.
So there's the movie.
Do you have any favorite parts of the movie?
Yeah, I got a few. Obviously, the big one is the chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, right? That's the whole movie plays on that. That's the whole point of it. If it didn't work, the movie would just be shit. But it definitely works. You see, kind of as we touched on in the synopsis, they're both a different kind of mental illness, different kinds of issues that they're dealing with, and the way that they play off of each other and interact with each other. Bradley Cooper, he just can't filter anything. Literally anything he's thinking about pops into his head, even if it's just like delusional nonsense. And
and how he kept asking Tiffany, how did Tommy die?
Yeah.
How did Tommy die? Like, he could not let it go.
He's practicing. How Tommy died. What about your job?
He got fired, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
And she, wouldn't tell him for the longest time.
Whereas she's just a total, snaps and goes crazy and starts throwing things and yelling at people. Pretty, socially inept, I would say. Unable to just sit down and have a conversation with anybody without, having it just go completely off the rails. So the way that they interacted with each other, again, the entire centerpiece of the movie, it needed to work, and in my opinion, it did work.
Yeah, I'd agree. They had great chemistry, and Jennifer Lawrence was only 21 when they filmed that movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, she looks super young.
Yeah, she was very young, but she pulled it off. I think she was probably supposed to be mid to late 20s because she was married for 3 years before her husband died, so she did a great job.
And then another thing I really liked was the way the filmmaking around Pat's anxiety scenes, the way it made you feel like you were having an anxiety attack as he was. Example that comes to my mind is when he's searching for his wedding video late at night and he ends up waking his parents up. They end up yelling. He's going through the whole house. They get to the attic. The neighbors are waking up. He elbows his mom. Him and Robert De Niro are wrestling on the bed, smacking each other around.
Ooh, he's got that old man strength.
Cop shows up. Just the way that it cut very quickly between things. It zoomed up really close on characters' faces. It had sort of a frenetic action to it that just, it made it almost hard to sort of follow.
Yeah.
Which
they'd mess with the audio too, so you couldn't really hear.
Yeah.
And a lot of
the song that's playing that he hears over and over again.
So My Sherry Amore,
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, that song is a trigger for him. So.
This is his wedding song.
Yeah.
So that comes on, and so just the way that you feel you sort of feel uneasy watching it really puts you in the moment. There's a few other scenes that do that throughout the movie, but that's the one that really stood out to me. And then the last thing I liked was Chris Tucker's character. He's just comedic relief throughout the whole movie, and they're doing their silly, dance like the...
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's watching him do it, and he's just like, no. I'm going to show you guys how to do this right. And, it just gives them some choreography, which that scene was really funny.
A little more soul, Pat. Black it up, Pat.
What is that mean?
You know damn well
I knew he was going to say that at some point. Something about black it up or you guys too white, something like that. You knew that was coming.
Yeah, I think he said something like, I'm going to, help y'all black this up a little bit or something like that.
Which is just like the look he had on his face the whole time he's watching them dance. He's like, no, he jumps in with Jennifer Lawrence and he's showing her how to do it. Yeah, that part was just great.
So really his dad has Chris Tucker to thank for helping them fix their dance because they might not have gotten that 5 that they were so excited about.
Chris Tucker saved the day.
Yeah.
The black choreographer. Then the dance is good all of a sudden. Yeah.
What didn't you like?
This movie was pretty good. There was only a few things that was kind of annoying. The whole, sports superstition thing, I get that was, a point of the movie, but just the way that Robert De Niro was so superstitious of, you have to sit here and point the remote the right way and rub the handkerchief, and you got to wear that jersey and go to the Eagles game and with your brother and all that. I was just like, okay, come on, really, you don't have that much effect on the game. Place your bets and watch how the game goes.
Yeah, no pressure. What?
I want you to know that.
He's not fucking playing for the Eagles. What are you talking about?
I get that some people are pretty superstitious about football, so.
Yeah, about a lot of things. I think it's just, if you're really into that, you're really into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own that I know you think are ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess I just think superstitions in general are pretty silly, so that just sort of annoyed me throughout the movie, but I get, what it was doing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, again, I was just like, come on, Robert. And then another thing was their final dance, not the whole dance, but just this special move that they're trying to do, which is a lift. I think, I even said to her watch the movie, he was going to, hold her up and spin, and they try to do it, and it basically just ends up with Jennifer Lawrence, landing on her shoulder and, humping the side of his face. It was just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And it was that could have been something, but it just wasn't. Didn't really do it for me.
They did one of those where he holds her up and spins around. Right? That's what it is. That was not the move I was expecting.
And then kind of the last little thing is just, the way the movie wrapped up. I get it's the rom-com. They go through the drama. They go through everything. They win the Eagles game, and then they win their dance competition at exactly a 5.0, and it was the one bitch judge who's giving everyone low scores, who gives them the score above 5.0 to get them up to the average of 5.0.
The one on the end is a bitch. Her scores are lower than all the rest. It's just scoring low just to be a bitch judge. The one bitch judge pushed him over the edge.
He says the thing to his ex-wife that you don't get to hear, and then he goes out into the street, and he gives her the love letter in the street, the Tiffany, I've loved you, or whatever.
Aww.
Just sort of the ending and all the coincidence, that made it, that to me reminded me of how a novel would wrap up, which I didn't know that this movie was based on a novel, but that, if I didn't know that, I feel like I would have been thinking, was that based on a book after watching it? Because everything just, all the pieces fit.
I think for a movie like this, the happy ending doesn't bother me as much because if you compare it to a regular rom-com, right? Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve.
Oh, no, it definitely
the
is
generic
better.
ones.
Yeah.
It's no one really had really big struggles, right? These people are both struggling with their mental health, right? And so you see how much they're struggling and how they're trying to get through that. And so it makes it better that you have that happy ending at the end because they actually have gone through things. I think that kind of makes it better than the average romantic comedy. The dramatic elements of it, in my opinion, I think makes the bow part a little bit more excusable than in a movie where people don't necessarily have much strife or, things like that. If that makes sense. I don't even know if what I said makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think it does. And like you said, it is better than just generic romantic comedies.
Would you watch Silver Linings Playbook again?
Yes, I would. If
If
I had to pick between only romantic comedies that you've made me watch,
see,
I would pick that one.
you keep forgetting it's a
I added a caveat
romantic
to it.
comedy drama.
That's why I would pick it, because
It's
it actually
not
had something else going on.
Exactly the same as a
Yeah.
regular old rom-com.
No, it was a good movie. All right, I'm messing around. I would watch it again. I wouldn't watch it all the time. It's not. It's not like something that you just want to go pop in, and turn your brain off and just watch some cool explosions or funny stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
That one was.
Well, this movie came out almost 10 years ago, and I've seen it a couple of times, but it's been a few years since I've seen it.
Exactly. So. You got to kind of be in the mood for it.
Yeah, I agree.
No, there's nothing actively in it where I'd be like, I'm not watching that anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so now Steven's going to guess the budget and box office numbers for Silver Linings Playbook. What are your guesses?
I think the budget was like 75 to 80 million.
Okay.
And the box office, like 150 million. I'm just thinking, it was a rated R movie. It could have made like a ton of money. They never really do. I mean, some of them do, but I don't think this one. But I do think it made a profit. I think it cost them a little bit to make. So I'll go even 75 and 150. Cost half as much as it made.
So the budget was $21 million.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
I was way off.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good at these.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah. When you said 75 or 80, I was like, what?
Damn.
Yeah. And then the box office was $236.4 million.
Whoa. So they made like 10 times their money on this.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a very popular movie.
I guess so. I missed out.
What? We were in college at the time. So it's like, I don't think you would have gone to see that movie. Well, you didn't see it in theaters.
Nope.
Do you remember hearing about it when it came out?
Yeah. Like I said, I think when it
Okay.
came out and there's Oscar, Academy Award or whatever,
Yeah.
award talk. The award season.
So you knew of it, you just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear about this stuff, but it's just like, I don't know.
It's not your kind of,
Yeah.
it's not your go-to.
Yeah,
Your
like I
go-to
said,
is action and...
action, comedy, it's a little bit of drama, but yeah, just mostly, I just like dumb stuff, watching things blow up and people make dick jokes,
Yeah.
and I just turn my brain off and watch it.
Yeah.
It's what I like, people, I don't know.
All right, so now he's going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes scores. You can do critic and audience.
Critic, I'm going to say gave it a 92, and the audience gave it a 88.
The critics gave it a 92.
Ooh, baby! On the money. I fucked the budget up, but I got that one right.
You did. You redeemed yourself.
There we go.
And the audience gave it an 86.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it an 88 myself. I was right with the audience on this one. Like I said, B+ movie, great parts, great writing, acting, all the ingredients were there. Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah. I would agree with those scores.
Yeah. And so you were right about the Oscar Academy Award buzz. It was nominated for 8. Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay.
Okay, so it got a bunch
yeah,
of them. Did it
lots
win any?
of them. Only one.
Oh, which one did it win?
Can you guess which one won?
Probably Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Best Actress.
Yeah, she won for that. And she's the second youngest actress to win Best Actress for that role. So
I knew she had won an Oscar.
She's won 2 so far.
Yeah, I didn't know what she won for, but I would say in that movie, if anybody was getting the Oscar, it was her.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my review of Silver Linings Playbook. If you like this video and you like the way that we watch and review movies here on our channel, please make sure to subscribe and click on notifications so you'll know when we post a new video.
Also, be sure to comment your thoughts below. Let us know what you think of Silver Linings Playbook, of Steven's review, and if there are any movies that you think one or both of us haven't seen before, feel free to comment those below as well, and we will watch them and put them on the channel.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Their score would have been higher if they didn't do that stupid move at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just awkward. Just do some other dance move. We should do a dance competition.
Funny.